The far-right party of Marine Le Pen has come out and announced that they are going to vote to bring down the current administration. It's been a really dramatic few days. The Barnier government has been walking on thin ice ever since it was formed in September. Their lack of a majority in the parliament meant that Marine Le Pen effectively had the power of life and death over that government. Barnier has been desperately trying to get his budget through. Feels like every other day for the last week or so he's been caving in to one demand or another. He's now, by my reckoning, given Le Pen 3 or 4 of the main demands that she wanted. She's still not happy, and so she's decided to pull the plug on the government.
Right, and by forcing it through, therefore, thus, a vote of no confidence can be called. Within the market, we are looking at a weaker euro. There's also been a lot of talk about how the difference between yields in Germany and yields in France, well, France and Germany, has blown out, and that it's at the level that we haven't seen since the European sovereign debt crisis back in 2012.
Wow.
It's an easy comparison to make, but it's very different when you look kind of under the hood at that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the threshold that we were struck by last week was when the French bond spread actually went wider than the Greek bond spread. You know, those of us who were around 10 or 15 years ago when the sovereign party, with sovereign crisis blew up, got used to tracking the Greek spread, but we never really thought that France would be in the same boat.
So where do we go from here? Where did the French go from here, and kind of what's the time frame here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think that in terms of the kind of the next steps, we'll be looking for the no confidence vote to happen in the next couple of days. We would expect that to go through. That doesn't really resolve anything, though, because under the French constitutional rules, they can't hold another election until next July, I think. And so there's no way to put this to the vote to get a new kind of parliament there. So Macron is going to have the same complicated, divided legislature to work with. The parties are going to have to try and come up with a new agreement for governing. But I think everyone's going to be looking at Le Pen. She's setting the agenda here. She's the one who has decided to force the issue, and so there will be a certain onus on her to make the first move when we come out the other side of this crisis.